the next message by Srila Prabhupada. In this material world, to render service to the lotus feet of Govinda, the cause of all causes, and to see him everywhere is the only goal of life. This much alone is the ultimate goal of human life, as explained by all the revealed scriptures. So today, we've tried to put together this program online, and it is an effort to put some little service together for the pleasure of Sri Radha and Krishna. And this is totally in line with what the scriptures are telling us to do, trying to revive our forgotten connection with the Supreme Lord by the medium of rendering devotional service. Further, Prabhupada says, one should act according to the order of Krishna. This is a very important point. That order of Krishna comes through disciplic succession from the bona fide spiritual master. Therefore, the spiritual master's order should be taken as a prime duty of life. If one gets a bona fide spiritual master and acts according to his direction, then one's perfection of life in Krishna consciousness is guaranteed. So in ISKCON, we follow a bona fide Gaudiya Vaishnava disciplic succession, and all our teachings have been very kindly put together, translation of the scriptures by Swami Srila Prabhupada. If you don't already have, we urge you to get a copy of the Bhagavad Gita as it is. It is the most widely distributed copy of the Bhagavad Purana, Bhagavad Gita in the West. So the celebration of festival is also in line with instructions from the Acharyas. Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita, Janma karma chame divyam evam yo vetitakrataha. So Krishna is saying that one who understands the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities, once he leaves his body, does not return again. So this effort today of trying to put a little festival, allowing all of us, you, me, us, to remember Krishna's pastime, to recognize him as a Supreme Personality, is all going towards trying to revive our forgotten connection. And the more we absorb ourselves in his pastimes, in his activities, his transcendental nature, the easier it would be for us to remember Krishna and his form when it's time for us to leave the body. One other quote from Prabhupada is, without devotional service, all other methods for spiritual self-realization are weak and insignificant. Unless one comes to the devotional service of Lord Krishna, Jnana Yoga cannot give the desired results. So while it's recommended to have a basic understanding of who we are, what is our relationship with Krishna, it is strongly recommended that all of us should engage in some or the other devotional service to Guru and Krishna. Whatever our limited ability or capacity is, to that extent, we must render service. And when we render service, it allows us to develop an intimate relationship with not just Krishna, but with the entire Guru Parampara. And that alone ensures that we become fixed in our own practice, in our own pursuit of self-realization. So that's the message from the Acharyas. And to close, Prabhupada is also saying elsewhere, we're searching for a friend to give us peace and tranquility. That friend is Krishna. So by putting this little program together, we hope that it helps all of you viewing to continue with your own spiritual lives and to enhance your own spiritual experiences in your own lives. And if there's anything that we could do to assist, please feel free to reach out. On that note, I'd like to call upon Sarvagya Prabhu and family. Is the Abhishek ready? Are we on?
I think, Prabhu, they are ready. If you could kindly stop sharing the screen. Let me see Mataji.
Okay, over to you, Prabhu.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So now let me bring it here. Yes, they are ready. So yes. Okay. So please carry on, Prabhu, and we are happy to recite Brahma-Samhita from here.
Hare Krishna. So this is a very beautiful, wonderful altar of our dear Sarvagya Prabhu and Madhavi Mataji. They are both Brahmin initiated disciples in the Gauri Vaishnava ISKCON movement. The Abhishek ceremony will be on. It's very, very auspicious to simply view the Abhishek. And this virtual participation would also bring about many, many benefits. So please participate virtually. And we'll start with the recitation of the Brahma-Samhita prayers by Gauranga Prabhu and family. Over to you, Prabhu.
Hari Hari. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govindaha Sarvakarana Karanam Chintamani Prakara Sadma Sukalpa Vriksha Laksha Vruteshu Surabhira Vipalayantam Lakshmi Sahasra Shata Sambrama Sedyamanam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajame Venum Kwanantamaravinda Dalayataksam Badhavatam Shamasitam Buddha Sundarangam Kandarpakoti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Alola Chandra Kalasatvanamaya Vamshe Ratnangadam Pranaya Keli Kalavilasam Shamam Tribanga Lalitam Niyata Prakasham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Angani yasya sakalendriya vrittimante Pashyanti panti kalayanti chiranjaganti Ananda chinmaya sadujvala vigravasya Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Advaitam Achyutamanadi Mananta Rupam Adyam Purana Purusham Navayavvanam Cha Vedeshu Durlabhamadurlabhamatma Bhaktau Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Pantastu Koti Shatavatsara Sampragamya Vayo Ratapi Manaso Munipungavanam So Apyasti Yat Prabhadachimniya Vichintya Tattve Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yekopyasau Rachayitum Jagatanda Kochim Yachakturasti Jagatanda Chayayadanta Andantarasta Paramanu Chayantarastam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yad Bhava Bhavita Diyo Manujastataiva Samprapya Rupa Mahima Sanayana Bhusha Sukaivyam Yeva Nigama Pratitai Suvanti Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Ananda Chinmaya Rasatmatai Rasa Pratibhavitabhis Tavirya Yeva Nijarupataya Kalabhi Goloka Yeva Nivasatya Kilatma Bhuto Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Premanjana Churita भक्ति विलोचनेन सन्ता सदैव हृदयेषु विलोकयन्ति यं श्यामसुन्दरमचिन्त्य गुणस्वरूपम् गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि रामादिमूर्तिषु कलानियमेन तिष्ठन् नानावतारमकरोद्भुवनेषु किन्तु कृष्णा स्वयं सम्भवत् परमा पुमान्यो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यस्य प्रभा प्रभवितो जगतन्तकोटि कोटिष्वशेष वसुधाति विभूति भिन्नम् तद्ब्रह्मनिष्कलमनन्तमशेष भूतम् गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि माया यस्य जगतन्दशतानि सूते त्रैगुण्यतद्विषय वेदवितायमाना सत्त्वावलम्बि परसत्त्वं विशुद्धसत्त्वं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि आनन्दचिन्मय ससात्मतया मनस्सु यः प्राणिनां प्रतिपलां स्मरतामुपेत्य लीलायितेन भुवनानि जयत्यजस्रम् गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोलोकनाम्नि निजदाम्नि तले च तस्य देवी महेश हरिधामसुतेषु तेषु ते ते प्रभावनिचया विहिताश्च येन गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि सृष्टि स्थिति प्रलय साधन शक्तिरेका चायेव यस्य भुवनानि विभक्ति दुर्गा इच्छानुरूपमपि यस्य च चेष्टते सा गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि क्षीरं यथा दधिविकार विशेषयोगात् संजायते न हि तथा पृथगस्ति येतो यः सम्भूतमपि तथा समुपैति कार्यात् गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि दीपाचरे वै दशान्तरमभ्युपेत्य दीपायते विवृतयेतु समानधर्म यस्तादृगे वहि च विष्णुतया विभाति गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यः कारणार्णव जले भजति स्म योगा निद्रामनन्त जगतङ्गसरोमकूपा आधारशक्तिमवलम्ब्य परां स्वमूर्तिम् गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यस्यैकनिश्वसितकालमथावलम्ब्य जीवन्ति लोमविलजा जगतन्दनाथा विष्णोर्महान् स हि यस्य कलाविशेषो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि आस्वान्यता स्म सकलेषु निजेषु तेज स्वीयं क्रियत् प्रकटयत्वपि तद्वदत्र ब्रह्माय एष जगतन्दविधानकर्ता गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यत्पादपल्लवयुगां विनिधाय कुम्भा वन्दे प्रणाम समये स गणाधिराज विघ्नं विहन्तमलमस्य जगत्त्रयस्य गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं tamaham bhajami. Agnirmahi gaganamambu maruddishascha. Kalastatatma manasiti jagatrayani. Yasmad bhavanti vibhavanti vishanti yamcha. Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Dharmo hata papa nichaya shrutaya swapamshi. Brahmadikita patagavadayascha jiva. Yattatamatra prabha prakata prabhava. Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Yachakshuresha samita sakalagrahanam. Raja samasta suramurti rashesha teja. Yasya jnaya brahmati samvrudakala chakro. Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Dharmo hata papa nichaya shrutaya swapamsi. Brahmadikita patagavadayascha jiva. Yaddattamatra vibhava prakata prabhava. Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Yasvindra gopya matavendra mahosvakarma. Anganurupa palabhajana matanoti. Agmani nirdahati kintu cha bhakti bhajam. Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Yam krodha kama sahaja pranayadi viti. Atsalya moha guru gaurava sevya bhavai. Sanchintya tasya sadrushim tanuma purete. Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Shriyat panta kanta parama purusha kalpataravo. Druma bhumischinta mani ganamayi toyam amrutam. Tata dhanam natyam gamanamapi vamshi priyasaki. Chidanandam jyoti paramapi tata swachamapi cha. Sayatra kshirabdi svavati surabhidyashta sumahan. Nimeshabdhakyo va prajati nahi yatra visamaya. Aje sveta deepam tamahamiha golokamitiyam. Vidantaste santaha kshiti viralachara katipaye. Shri Brahma-Samhita ki jai. Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Gauranga Prabhu and Sumedha and everyone. That was a very, very wonderful recitation of the Brahma-Samhita prayers by Lord Brahma to Sri Krishna. So while the Abhishek is on, it'll take another 10 minutes or so. I'll just quickly run you through the events lined up for the night. And before that, Gauranga Prabhu, is there anybody waiting to be admitted? If you can kindly.
No, Prabhu, I can't see anyone. They can,
That's good.
yeah, everybody can freely join, Prabhu.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for that. We just had a couple of messages about password, etc. But we are good. So after the Abhishek is over in about 10 minutes, we have a wonderful kids program. Children of the Manchester congregation have put together some nice recitation of the shlokas, some poems, some activities that they've done they want to display. And all of those presentations will be led by our dear Veena Wadini Mataji. So she'll be up next around 9 o'clock. After the kids program, we will have a little presentation by our youth group called the Pandava Sena. There'll be information about the activities of Pandava Sena, how they are trying to manage their academic life, along with a good balance of spiritual life as well. So that will be managed by Balaram and Sumit, and that will be followed by a little bit more program that the kids of the Manchester congregation will present. After that, we will have some altar darshans. Some devotees around Manchester, Greater Manchester area, have decorated their altars very nicely. So we have a few minutes to show the altars as well. And after that, we will have a drama display. The talented congregation Manchester devotees have put together a little drama on the pastime of the appearance of Lord Sri Krishna. I wouldn't give you much more details. I'll wait for the telecast to happen for you to enjoy. So that's coming up as well. And after that, we'll have some more deity darshan and some more kirtan until 11:45, when we'll have the Maha Arati and Kirtan. And before that, we also have Karthik Chandra Prabhu, our guest speaker. He will be speaking about the various pastimes of Sri Krishna and how we can have the right mood to approach festivals like Janmashtami, and how we can improve our own personal spiritual practices by meditating on the pastimes of the Lord. So that's all of that is coming up. Please stay with us for all of that. We need all the encouragement and enthusiasm from your end. Please stay for as long as you can. And we're just carrying on with a bit more Abhishek. Shamasundri, are you on with us? Or a little bit more Kirtan?
Yes.
Okay. Shamasundri, yes, if I can request, Shamasundri is the original Lal Prabhu's daughter. She'll be presenting a nice Hare Krishna while the Abhishek is Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Shamasundri, she's ready, and she'll be playing some more Krishna Kirtan in her wonderful, beautiful voice while the Abhishek is on till about 9 o'clock. Shamasundri, over to you, please.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna,
Hari Hari Bol. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.
Hari Bol.
Thank you so much, Rajanalal Prabhu and Shamasundri. It was very nice. And after the Abhishek of the deities, we had some nice flower Abhishek as well of deities, Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Mohan Prabhu and Prayani Mataji's deities in Stoke. And on screen now we have our temple festival deities. They have been very nicely decorated by our temple head pujari Radha Vinod Prabhu and his dear wife Sita Prem Mataji. So we'll just take darshan for another minute and then the kids program is lined up after this. So we'll call upon Veena Vadani Mataji. Are you ready?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Veena Vadani Mataji will lead us into the next 45-50 minutes of program. Over to you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Hare Krishna, everybody. I would like to wish you all a
Janmashtami.
I think the video stopped. No problem. I'll just carry on. So I'd like to wish you all a very, very happy Janmashtami, and also thank you for joining our virtual Janmashtami program with ISKCON Manchester so far. Thank you. We wanted to take this opportunity actually to explore the importance of the younger members of society and some of the activities available for the youth within ISKCON Manchester. So as Madhav Kumar Prabhuji mentioned before, you may or may not have heard of Pandavasena, and that's just not the Pandavasena within the Mahabharata, but the Pandavasena in the 21st century. So I thought that it would be best to hear from our very own members as to what Pandavasena is, what it is that we do, and how it can benefit young people and the future generations, not just in spiritual life, but in material life, and how we can balance the two as well. So I would like to pass over the microphone to Sumedh and Balram. And I believe they have a short presentation for you as well.
Hare Krishna, ISKCON Manchester Pandavasena Ki Jai.
Very well.
Hari Bol.
Balram? Okay, so that's great. Can everyone see my screen?
It's coming through now. Yes, we're
Okay.
with you now. Yeah.
So Haribol, I'm Sumedh, and this is my best mate Balram, and we're just trying to present Pandavasena and explain what it is, the concept of it, how it's meant to bring youth into Krishna consciousness or into spirituality, and it's all about living a life less ordinary. So without further ado, let's just get straight into it. Balram?
Okay, so you're probably wondering what Pandavasena is. Basically, it's an organization within ISKCON for the youth, so we can create the leaders of the future, basically. So we focus on spirituality. We help youth find happiness. We basically create a community where we can ask each other and find the answers to normal life questions that most of the youth don't get to know. And yeah, we're all basically the same. So like, we're the youth, so any problems that we have, usually someone else has got it. So therefore our community just answers it. We use Vedic wisdom from all the Vedas and mantra meditation, also known as kirtan, to just live
like a more fulfilling, a happier, more fulfilling life. Because often the problems in like the 21st century that we see with like mental health and things like that, they're not necessarily, obviously they're brought up in school and things like that, but school doesn't actually focus as much on providing that sort of foundation as it does with, like, you know, teaching you about the mitochondria as the powerhouse of the cell or something like that. So the point of this is to provide what school actually can't provide. So
yeah, it's not a very like, it's not an unbelievably serious thing. We also have banter. We also have fun. It's not like we're forcing it on anyone. It's just there for us to, you know, help each other.
yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's all just really chill, really casual, and really relaxed, rather than being really formal. So what do we actually do in Panavsena? So we try to provide the youth or the younger people with an opportunity to become the best version of themselves. That can be both spiritually and materially. So we try to connect to the timeless wisdom of the ancient literature and the Vedic literature to help us in our chaotic lives in the modern day, because it provides us with various jewels of wisdom which we might not be able to get necessarily from our own education. It's a community of various people with various different talents. We've got writers, actors, artists, cooks, speakers, designers, and it just goes on and on. It's ever growing, and it's just a community of youth with a variety and a variegated sense of talents. And we also host university programs called KCSOC, or Krishna Conscious Society. We have international retreats, socials, kirtans in Sena Nights Live, SNL, and we also have other jammings as well. So that's what we do. And also to elaborate, Bora?
Yeah, so as Sumit was saying, we also have a branch out in universities across the country. We have 30 universities where KCSOC is. They do weekly meetups. Well, this was before all the lockdown and Corona stuff. Yeah, just meetings, meditation sessions, and free food. And we also have a mentorship system where PCNA can just, they have someone to look up to and someone that can guide them through any problems and just inspire them. So yeah, that's what mentorship is. And we also had SNL, Cinema Nights Live, where we'd meet up monthly. We'd meet up monthly on a weekend and get together, learn more. We'd have a special guest speaker that would have a certain topic and then teach us about it, because who wouldn't want that? And we have a kirtan that we all take part in, and yeah, it's just a lot of fun, basically.
Right, so obviously this is all about what we do generally, but what we do during Corona, what we do now that this virus is happening and we're all in lockdown. So obviously we've had many online kirtan events since March. There's always some kirtan event happening at least once a week somewhere in the Pandavsenas. We have smaller group get-togethers like sanghas, very informal, just casual, relaxed, and people just get together, talk about how they've been doing. You know, how have you been doing this week? What problems have you had? Okay, so has anyone else had that problem? Right, what have you done that helps you get through that problem? It's very casual, and it's just everyone's there to help each other. And then we also have many, just like now we're having a Zoom session, and we have experienced speakers with topics such as, we've got just a list of a couple of them here. We can't put them all, of course. Conflict deconstructed, dealing with criticism, overcoming the past, spiritual equilibrium, and finding your purpose. And so it's all about just carrying on. We're moving on. We're trying online stuff now during Corona. Although Manchester, we might not be doing them necessarily ourselves. We're leaning on the other bigger Pandavsena groups throughout the country, because it's not just in Manchester. This is throughout, like nationwide. So you've got it in London, you've got it in Birmingham, you've got some in Leicester. Of course, we've got Manchester. I think a new one's just only started in Coventry as well. So it's not just like a small group in Manchester, but it also provides you with connections across the country. And that's what I think is amazing about Panavsena. Right. We also have Sena getaways. So the whole Panavsena team organizes a nice trip together where the youth, only the youth, not the parents, just the youth, they go together to somewhere else, such as like, I think they went France last year in New Mayapur, so in Paris. And they just have, they also have like as well as having devotional atmosphere that like helps them do kirtans and classes and learn the spiritual knowledge. They also just have a little bit of like jokes. They also have a bit of dance and but as you can see over here, Balaram looking quite cool in the top corner. He actually went on our Pandav Sena getaway last year, so I'd like you to speak a bit more on that.
Oh, thank you, Sumit. Yeah, I went to the France trip. It was my first trip out of all of them, and honestly, I think it was the best trip I've ever been to in my life. Better than any holiday, better than any, getaway in England. We had a bunch of activities that we did together. Like, I met a lot of new people that I've never met before, and you still like when you meet people on that trip, you still know them to this day. You don't really drift off from them. They become some of your best mates, and they'll always help you. It's something else. It's amazing. We had activities, we had services that we do around New Mayapur, like cooking. We'd all cook our own food, as in we'd all help together, and then which was delicious, by the way. And cleaning, we went to the Goshala to take care of the cows. What else did we do? Gardening. So we all maintained the temple together, and it was like when you do it yourself along with other people, you have more of a bond or passion with doing it. When you've done it yourself, it feels like really good to just serve there. Like I'm speechless.
You lost the words. You also not just like serving in the temple. You also did things outside, didn't you? I believe you like had a socials together. Like do you go Ape in France?
Yeah, we went Go Ape. That was a very fun. Like,
yeah, the memories there. I've heard stories from there as well. But so what they do is they just go together. They have a nice time as well as having that spirituality. They also have a little bit of a little bit of just joking around, and it's really chill as well. And also the mates that Balaram's made there, he still talks to them to this day. Sometimes even more than us, which we're quite jealous about. But yeah, it's like you create true friendships on trips like that. So that's what's amazing about the Sena Getaway. Okay, so here we've just got some realizations of some other people. So of course, Balaram talked about how the Sena Getaway, how it changed him completely from what he was doing before, and how, it inspired him to get more and more involved in Krishna consciousness and become a better person. And so I've just taken two people here from our Pandav Sena, and or two people that I could get reviews from quickly in time. And so both of them talk about how inspiring Pandav Sena is, how it changes their perspective on life, how they can think differently, and they change a bit more of a positive outlook, and how it's not just like a thing for now, but also affects them later in the future, and the friends that they make, the connections that they make, and about a purpose in life, because sometimes we can be quite easily lost, and we can just sort of be a little bit caught up with everything that's going on in the day-to-day. So it's just a thing to take you back, relax, and look again with a clear mind. So that's what that is. I'd also like to point out, the friends that I've made on Pandav Sena trips are amazing, because not only did they inspire me, because they're a lot better than me, they have a multitude of assets with them, a multitude of talents with them as well that they bring. So even though they help me spiritually, I can also ask them, because some of them are a bit older than me, I can also ask them for help for my studies, for my GCSEs, for my A-level choices. What uni should I go to? What should I be looking at here? How do you help me out here? So they help you not just spiritually, but also materially. And they are real friends that you make on trips like this, because everyone's so open-minded, everyone's so nice and easy to gel in with, from my experience anyway. And I think that sort of effervescent energy that they bring, and that vibe that you find in Pandav Sena, is something that you don't necessarily find somewhere else. The sort of bounce, the jokes, as well as the seriousness. I think the combination is absolutely fantastic, and that's what's anyway inspired me a lot in Pandav Sena. So we'd like to finish off on this quote from Srila Prabhupada. You are the young generation, you're the flower of your country and your society. Practice this most sublime system, Krishna consciousness. Be happy and make others happy. That is the real mission. And Srila Prabhupada, of course, very inspiring himself. He started he left to America at the age of 69 on a cargo ship, difficult journey across the Atlantic. And then after that, not only without any money, with only just a trunk of books, he managed to change the world. And this is his sort of, his energy, his vibe, his sort of passion is what Panasena drives us today, because that's the sort of passion that the youth actually have. You don't necessarily find that with older people, because the youth have this sort of energy where they want to take over the world. And it's this important sort of aspect of bringing spirituality to help people to work together as a community. And this is what Panasena is all about. And oh yeah, and so just if you're interested, do get in contact with me or Balaram. And if you want to stay in touch or keep in touch and see what we're doing, do check out Panasena Manchester on Facebook and Instagram at PS Manchester. And if there's other things that you want to do and you're not necessarily in Manchester, you can go to like Panasena National or the Birmingham Panasena. So it's not just one thing that you can find in Manchester, but the relationships that it gives you and the sense of friends and the community is something that you can't find anywhere else. So I'd say that that's the best thing about Panasena, and that's what most inspired me and touched me. So yeah, if anyone does have any questions, please do ask us. We are willing to take questions as well. Haribol. No questions?
Thank you. Thank you, Sumit. Thank you, Balaram. That was wonderful. A lot of description on some very interesting activities that the youth gets together to do. Pandavasena in Manchester also is, as you say, upping the scale now. They once a month also hold and host the Bhajan Sandhya, where they get to interview some very famous artists from around the world. Last month, we had an internationally celebrated artist, Ananda Monet. So they're doing those kind of things as well. Keep a lookout for their next action. All the information and more on iskonmanchester.com. Over to you, Vinawad.
Thank you. So thank you so much, Sumedh and Balaram, for that really insightful presentation. For those of you who don't know Sumedh and Balaram personally, they're not only really enthusiastic devotees and cool dudes, but Sumedh is an excellent scholar in Vedic scriptures. He probably won't agree with me, but it's true. And Balaram is a very talented musician who can play several instruments. And they're really prime examples of how to use your talents in the service of the Lord, in the service of Lord Krishna. So thank you so much to both of you for inspiring us always, and thank you so much for the presentation.
Thanks Vinavadini Mataji, because it's actually without her we wouldn't have her in Manchester. And so of course she's going to be nice to us, but it's actually because of her that this actually exists. So,
that's really kind. I don't know about that, but I mean, to give a little bit of background or background history to Bandhavasena and how it was first initiated in the UK. The UK government was actually threatening to close down Bhaktivedanta Mana, which is the UK headquarters of the Hare Krishna movement. So yeah, that they were threatening to close it down, and it's home to the beautiful deities Shri Shri Radha Gokulananda and Shri Shri Ram Lakshman Sita Hanuman, and it also is home to the biggest cow sanctuary, or one of the biggest cow sanctuaries in the UK. So they home over 60 cows, I think it is. And when Srila Prabhupada was around, it was also his kind of quarters to stay when he was in the UK. So it was because of the sheer drive of the youth of that time who campaigned and protested to keep the doors of the temple open and keep Krishna consciousness alive in the UK. That's why Bhaktivedanta Mana is in Watford in Hertfordshire, is still open to us today, and that's why it's so important for the youth and to keep Krishna consciousness alive and to keep Vedic knowledge such as the Bhagavad Gita alive for future generations. So that was just a little bit of a whistle-stop tour about Bandhavasena. Now I wanted to invite some special guests that we have from around the Northwest, some younger devotees who are very, very kindly prepared some offerings for Lord Krishna on his appearance day today. So I would first like to invite Richa and Ritu, who are 7 years old. I think that the twins as well. I'm just going to make sure that they're on the call. If you would just like to unmute yourself. So we have Richa and Ritu.
Hi.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So it's up to you, Mataji, if you would like to show your video as well.
Yeah, can you see them?
Hare Krishna. So thank you so much, Richa and Ritu, for joining us. And I believe that you have a shloka or a verse prepared for Lord Krishna.
Yes, they do. Introduce yourself.
Go ahead.
My name is Richa. My name is Vitu. We're going to sing Achyutam Keshavam.
Wonderful.
Achyutam Keshavam Ramanarayanam Krishna Damodaram Vasudevam Harim Sridharam Madhavam Gopika Vallabham Janaki Nayakam Ramachandram Bhaje. Achyutam Keshavam Satyabhamaadavam Madhavam Sridharam Radhika Radhitam Indira Mandiram Chetasa Sundaram Devaki Nandanam Nandajam Samdade Vishnave Jishnave Shankine Chakrine Rukmini Ragine Janaki Janaye Vallavi Vallabha Yachita Yatmane Kamsave Vamsine Te Nama Krishna Govinda Hai Rama Narayana Shripate Vasudeva Jita Srinide Achyutananda Hai Madhava Doksaja Dwaraka Nayaka Lopari Rakshaka Rakshasa Shobhita Sitaya Shobhito Dandakaranyabhu Punyata Karana Lakshmanena Mito Vanarai Sevito Agastya Sampujito Raghava Patumam Denukarishtaha Nishtakritvesinam Ketiha Kamsavrit Kamsika Varaka Putana Gopaka Suraja Kelana Palako Palakado Patumam Sarvada Vidyudyotavat Praspurad Vasasam Pravilam Bodhavat Prolasad Vigraham Vanyaya Maraya Shobhitorastalam Lohitam Ridvayam Varijaksham Bhaje Kunchitai Kundaler Parajamananam Ratnamaulim Lasat Kundayam Gandayo Haraki Yurakam Kankana Projvalam Kinkini Manjulam Shanalam Tambaje Achyuta Yashtakam Yapate Dishtadam Premata Pratayam Purusha Sasparam Vratata Sundaram Vidya Visvambaram Tasya Marsyo Hare Jayate Satvaram Hare Jayate Satvaram Hare Jayate Satvaram. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. That was wonderful. So it looks like you've been making good use of your time in lockdown. I was wondering if you could tell me a little bit about yourself, Richa and Ritu. So what do you do at school? What year are you in?
We're in year 2. We're going to year 3.
Wow, okay.
We're twins.
You're twins, okay. And what is it that you enjoyed about learning this shloka?
All the different stanzas. Yeah.
All the different stanzas. And can you tell us a little bit about the meaning, or if there's anything that you know about this beautiful bhajan?
It's about Lord Krishna and praising him.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. On behalf of ISKCON Manchester, thank you so much for preparing that wonderful shloka. And we hope that you enjoy the rest of the festivities. I think we have a few more children that also have prepared some wonderful bhajans and shlokas as well. So I think we have next Anika, if she's online, Mataji.
Yes, yes. Anika. Anika is here.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Anika want to?
Wow, you're looking so beautiful, Anika.
Anika is dressed as Radha.
And you've also got a shloka prepared, is that right?
Yes. Yeah, that's everything, isn't it? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. And I heard that you've also been taking time to prepare some nice drawings for Krishna as well. So thank you so much.
Just show them this. Anika has prepared this.
Wow. That's lovely. So can you describe the painting, what you've colored in?
Yeah, describe. What is it?
Who is that doing?
Krishna likes
That's
butter
Lord
and
Krishna.
butter, isn't it?
Wonderful. That's so nice. So Lord Krishna's favorite food is makhan or buttermilk, and he loves to play the flute as well, which I can see in your picture that you've colored so nicely. So thank you so much, Anika. And I believe you also have some lovely comments. I think the participants have commented on how lovely your drawing is. So please check the comments as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Please stay online for the rest of the festivities. Thank you so much.
Sure, thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
And next, I think that we have Ahan, who is just 5 years old. If he's on the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Wow, Ahan, you're looking very, very nice.
Sorry, it was on mute.
No problem, Mataji. So, if you'd like to present what you have for Lord Krishna today.
What is it?
Punjabihari Gopijana Ballabha Girvaradhari Yasodhanandana Rajarajananyana Jamunatira Vanachari Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Haribo.
So you picture. Yes, Lord Krishna's happy birthday. He's very sleepy.
No problem, Mataji. Thank you so much. And we can see that you've colored in a lovely picture of Krishna as well. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Ahan.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Louder. Very louder.
Thank you so much for joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
And so next, I think we have another little devotee. We have Sri Ram, who has also taken the time out to present a shloka for Lord Krishna as well.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Happy Janmashtami to all.
Hare Krishna, everyone.
It's not coming.
Hare Krishna.
Our video is not coming. Okay.
Yeah. Can you see? Oops. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Today I'm going to tell you some Bhagavad Gita shlokas.
Yeah. Start.
Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre Samavetaya Yutsavaha Mamaka Pandavaschaiva Kimma Kurvata Sanjaya Ashochananda Shochaswam Prakya Vadam Sabhasase Gatasuna Gatasumsa Nani Shochanti Panditaha Matrusparshastu Kanteya Sitosna Sukha Dukkadaha Agama Vidyas Tamstatikshasva Bharatas Natveham Jatu Nasam Natvame Janadipaha Nachaivana Bhavishyamaha Sarve Vayam Mata Param Dehinosmin yata dehe kaumaram yavvanam jara tatha dehantara praptir dhiras tatra namuyati karpanye doso pahata svabhavaha prachamitam sadimam tvam prapannam Yat srehasyan nestitram bruhitam me shishastiham shadimam tvam prapannam na jayate mriyate vat kadachin mayam bhutvam bhavitanaya bhuyaha ajunityaha shashvatoyam purano Na hanyate hanyamane sharire Vasansi jirinati yatha vihaya Navani grihinati naruparani Tata sharirani vihani jirinai Anyati samyati navani dehi Karmajam buddhi uktahi phalam tyakva manisinnaha janma bandha vinimuktaha padam gachanti annamayam yani sa sarva bhutanam tasyam jagrati samyami yasam jagrati bhutani Nani sa pasyata muneha Traigunya vyasa veda Nistraigunya vavajana Nidravando
Jump on
Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata Abhyutanam dharmasya tadatmanam sujamyaham Kamayesa krodesa rajo guna samudbhava Mahasano mahapakma idhiyeram meha vairinam Okay, my slokas are done and thank you. I have a picture to show.
Prabhu, you have, yeah.
Wow. That's beautiful. Can you explain just a little bit about that, Sriram? About your painting, about your coloring?
Krishna is dancing on the snake called Kalyana. And when the snakes were thinking to kill the people, Krishna controlled these Kalyanas.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much. So have you been, did you already know the shlokas or you've been preparing recently? How much time do you spend during the week to learn your shlokas?
Every day I was practicing these shlokas.
Beautiful. And your pronunciation is perfect.
Thank you.
And you were speaking with such confidence. Thank you so much.
And I have another picture to show.
Oh, wow. There's Krishna on a swing.
Yeah. He's enjoying.
Thank you so much. And I can see on your t-shirt as well. You've got lovely baby Krishna. That's so nice. Thank you so much, Sri Ram, for such a wonderful presentation. I'm sure Lord Krishna will be very, very happy with your service and your offering. Thank you. Hari Bol.
Thank you.
So now next we have, I believe, Namantej and Jarantej, who are also prepared something for Krishna, if they are on the call.
Start my video. Start my video. What are you doing? Hi. Hare Krishna, and can we recite a shloka, please? Our names
course,
are
yes.
Sharantaj.
Yeah, please begin. If you just want to come a little bit closer to the microphone so we can hear you.
You go first.
Thank you.
Dasnasi yajuhoshi dadasiyat yadyapasya kaunteya tadkulu swamadarpanam. Whatever you do, whatever you offer or give away, and whatever austerities you perform, do that, O son of Kunti, as an offering to me.
And I also have a shloka. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yomi bhakta prayachati tadaham bhakti upahritam asnami prayatadmanaha. If you take care of me with love and devotion, a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water, I will accept it.
We also got some pictures to show.
Wonderful, thank you.
This is my drawing. I don't know if you can't see.
Ah, there we go. That's beautiful. So that's Lord Krishna and
Balaram.
And Balaram. Beautiful. And who is Balaram?
Krishna's friend.
No, brother.
He's Krishna's friend and brother. Yes, his older brother. And Charan, did you have a picture as well?
I drew 2 pictures.
Oh, you have 2. Oh, brilliant. Okay, so we have Krishna and
his mother.
Krishna and his mother.
And Yashoda.
Yashoda, yeah.
And this is Krishna stealing his butter. Okay. Krishna stealing butter.
That was one of his favorite pastimes, stealing the butter when he was younger. That's beautiful. Thank you. So thank you so much for taking the time out. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for your wonderful shlokas. Again, you spoke with so much confidence and lovely pronunciation. And you also, I could see, you knew the English translations off by heart. So that was so nice. Shows that you've been practicing. Thank you, Mataji and Prabhuji, for encouraging your children so nicely as well. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So I think we have just maybe one more presentation. So we have Suvan.
Yes. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So I got to say this Krishnashtakam. Govinda bola Hari Gopala bolo, 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 Radha Ramana Hari Gopala bolo, Radha Ramana Hari Gopala bolo. Vasudeva Satam Devam Kamcha Chanuramadharam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Atasi Pushpasham Kasham Haranu Purushobitam Ratnakankenake Yuram Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Kutilaalaka Samyuktum Puna Chandani Bananam Vilasat Kuntala Daram Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Mandara Ganda Samyuktam Charu Hasan Chaturvajam Bari Pinchavachum Dangam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Utpula Padma Padraksham Neela Jimata Sannibam Yavanam Shiro Ratnam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Rukmini Keli Samyuktam Pitam Parashashobitam Yavanam Shiro Ratnam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Gopikanam Kutitwantva Kunki Mangita Vaksham Chindikita Me Vaksham Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Srivatsankamaru Raksham Vanamala Virajitam Shankachakradharam Devam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Krishnashikam Vidam Punyam Prata Ruta Yapate Koti Janmakrita Papam Smarene Vinashat. And I didn't do any drawings and we took our decorations away, but this is what it looked like.
Rivo.
And this is my swing in the middle, and on the side you can, and on the side there is a butter pot. There's a butter pot, if you can see.
Wow, and you helped to decorate that as well?
Yeah, it was my idea for the swing.
Wow, that's beautiful. Mataji, I didn't get your name.
Priya.
Priya. And Suvan, how old are you?
I'm 7.
7, wow. So thank you so much for the beautiful recitation and for the beautiful darshan as well. It's a lovely darshan, thank you. Lovely decoration.
Thank you.
So we would like to see you in a few years' time taking classes at the temple.
Thank you.
Thank you again. And I'd really like to thank all parents for encouraging all their children so nicely, and to all the children for so confidently sharing your gifts with us all for Lord Krishna and his appearance day of Sri Krishna Janmashtami. If I can kindly request for you to please stay on the call for the rest of the festivities, as we have we have Maha-Arti and also a drama as well coming up shortly. But again, thank you all so much for taking part in the children's segment. I would just like to thank again the parents and the children, and also the temple for allowing me this small service in the wonderful program. So I'd like to thank to go back to Madhav Kumar Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Vinavadini Mataji, for giving us a quick insight into what the kids, children in the Manchester congregation are doing. It was very, very enlivening to see so many little kids taking up to memorizing so many Sanskrit verses. It's understood that if you take up to reading and reciting the Sanskrit verses, that it improves your brain and the ability to retain information, and also your memory improves. So that's very, very enlivening to see. What we'll do now is we have about 10 minutes to go into the next session, some Diti Darshan. We'll do some 10-minute kirtan, and while the kirtan is on, we'll have darshan of the swings. So we'll have a quick view of the swings. We have 2 swings in view. This one's at Sumudu Radhika Mataji's house in Bolton, and we have another one. So we'll just carry on with another 10 minutes of kirtan before the next event comes on at 10 o'clock. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Krishna. Shri Harinam Sankirtan Yagi Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. So we have a wonderful darshan of the festival deities. These are our festival deities, come out on special days. Radha Vinod Prabhu and Sita Prem Mataji have very nicely done the decoration. Thank you to all the devotees who've put so much hard work. Sumudra Radhika Mataji's very, very beautiful swing darshan with the special light effects and different angles. We're really feeling as if, we're there where the Julan is being done. Thank you so much for taking all the effort to put such a wonderful display together. We now have a darshan of our the Madan Mohan deities in Stoke. They are Radha Mohan Prabhu and Prayarani Mataji's deities. I would like to call upon Radha Mohan Prabhu to give us a full darshan and also perhaps speak a little bit about his motivation to have such amazing, wonderful deities in his house. It's like a temple, proper full-fledged temple. Radha Mohan Prabhu, over to you, please.
Soni.
Hare Krishna, Mother Kumar Prabhu. This was not the part of the program, but you put me in.
I was wondering where this has come from.
We would like to hear, Prabhu.
Yes.
It's all organic, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm very happy to serve all the devotees. Well, Radha Madan Mohan, we've been worshipping them for about last 2 years now. We had a very small deity in our house, Shri Radha Shyam Sundar. That was again given by a very wonderful devotee called Gauranga Mataji from Derby, and we were serving them. And my wife, for some reason, she had this real good desire that my Lord, we are in a very small form, but we would like to serve in a big, more bigger form. And she had this desire, for some time. And and her desire eventually got fulfilled. I don't know how this is all arranged. This was arranged. The deities came from India, and then Prathu Maharaj Prabhu from London. He came and he did the installation ceremony, and nice jewelry, the clothes. Somehow it was arranged, and the Purushottam month, which came about 2 years back. That time, we decided to start worshipping them, and with Srila Prabhupada's mercy and our devotees' grace, all the devotees came together on that day. We had about 100 devotees from different parts of UK, and we welcomed them into our house, and since then we are worshipping them, and they've been named by Shri Radha Madan Mohan by His Holiness Shri Janmashtami Maharaj, and I think he named him very appropriately because they are really, really beautiful. They really still the heart of devotee whoever takes darshan of that of Radha Shri Radha Madan Mohan. So actually, we feel very unqualified, and sheer insignificant and not really worthy of worshipping them. But somehow, Krishna has and Prabhupada and all the devotees' mercy, they are here, and we are worshipping them. So I request all the devotees that please pray for us that we can worship them and bring joy to all the devotees who come, take their darshan, and we spread, their blessings and their mercy to everyone, in Stoke, in Manchester, in UK, and all over the world, So we are just their servant and serving to please them and serving to please the devotees. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Mother.
Hare Krishna, Radha Mohan Prabhu, thank you so much. That's just such an amazing example of commitment and very, very high standards of devotional service, exemplified by you, Mataji, and Balaram in Stoke. Radha Mohan Prabhu is a very senior member of our congregation, and he plays a very leading role in almost all the activities we have in Manchester, and still they continue to uphold their commitment for devotees in Stoke I have personally spoken to a lot of devotees who benefit from Radha Mohan Prabhu's association and all the good work they continue to do both in Manchester and Stoke. So Radha Mohan Prabhu, you and Prerna Mataji and Balram, thank you so much for that ongoing commitment, support, encouragement, and motivation to everyone in Stoke and Manchester, and all the places you are directly, indirectly influencing by your spiritual energy. Hare Krishna. So we have a bit more deity darshan. Our next event is Krishna Katha, class little talk by Krishna Kartik Chandra Prabhu. That's scheduled at 10:30.
Yes, that's at 10:30.
So we'll have another half an hour of kirtan while the displays will be on of the swing and the deities.
Madhya Kumar Prabhu. Madhya Kumar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, we have some devotees, they would like to share, give the darshan of their own altar. There are some devotees who have agreed to show the altar of their house.
That's right. That's right. Yes. Thanks for reminding, Prabhu. So I'll hand it over to you for the home altar darshans.
Hari, one second. Who is going to do kirtan? Are we doing kirtan while doing this darshan?
Yeah, we can.
No, Prabhuji. There is no need of kirtan, Prabhuji.
There is no need. Okay.
No need of.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so that's fine. I can focus the camera on whoever comes. Yeah.
Okay, Radha Mohan Prabhu, thank you very much.
Thank you, Madhya Kumar Prabhu. Thank you, Gauranga Prabhu. So we welcome all the devotees to our virtual Janmashtami 2020, organized by ISKCON Manchester. This year, it is a very unique way of celebrating Janmashtami. If it would have been not the pandemic situation, right now we would have been one of the biggest hall in Manchester, and nearly about 1,000 devotees coming together and celebrating the Janmashtami in the most wonderful way. Every year we get about 1,000 devotees staying till about midnight, and we have the activities like wonderful swing festival, prasadam distribution, children's program, drama, wonderful shop, the face painting, and so forth and so on. So, but this year, with some mysterious arrangement of Krishna, because of the pandemic, we are being confined into our own house. But that does not stop the devotees to stop celebrating the Janmashtami. So this year, the devotees have decided that if we can't go out in the big hall to celebrate Janmashtami, we'll do the same Janmashtami from the different houses of the devotees. So far you can see what we have tried to do is that the activities that we would have done in a big hall, we have distributed different devotees' house, and from those houses we are taking the benefit of their services. So we are very safely sitting in our own comfort of our house. We are trying to participate and get the maximum benefit of this festival. So this year, it is a very unique opportunity where devotees are staying at home, but because they cannot go out, many of the devotees, they decorated their altar very nicely. So we thought, that they should share their darshan of their altar to the rest of the devotee community in our northern part of the UK. So some of the devotees, they've agreed to share the altar darshan with us. So I have a list with me here, and I will call upon some devotee names, and if they are online, they can unmute themselves and they can show their video. And what they can do is that they can give their name and which place they reside in, and with the mobile camera or laptop you have, you can give the darshan of your altar. You can give us some explanation of how did you decorate the altar, what are the different deities on the altar, and how much you enjoyed in decorating your altar, and what does it mean, how much joy it brings you to celebrate Janmashtami. So in the list, I have first Anusha Mataji from Manchester. Are you online, Anusha Mataji? Haribol. Is Anusha Mataji online? Okay, I think that Mataji is not online. So we move to the next one. We have the Ramila Mataji from Manchester. Mataji, are you online? Ramila Mataji from Manchester. Looks like she's also not online. So if you are hearing, but if you're somehow not able to come online, then just let us know and we'll put you in the list at the bottom. And next we have Dr. Vishnu from Stockport. Dr. Vishnu, are you online?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, Dr. Vishnu. So yes, over to you. If you can just, Prabhu, you can just put the focus of Dr. Vishnu's altar. And so thank you very much, Dr. Vishnu, for agreeing to your altar. And please explain, your altar to us. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Happy Janmashtami to everyone. It's really a great opportunity to share our altar with all of you. It's indeed a very happy occasion, appearance of Lord Krishna in our Hindu calendar. So we have decorated our altar here. That's Radha Krishna in the middle of the altar. And we also have Balakrishna with Devaki Mataji over here. So it's a very special puja on Krishna Janmashtami for all of us. And as you know, Lord Krishna was born at midnight. So it's a special puja in the evening, which starts in the evening, goes on till midnight. And every year we celebrate Krishna Janmashtami. Normally, as you all know, we would celebrate in the temple, in the presence of all the other devotees. But this year, as you said, it's very unique. And we are happy that it is still being done and we are able to share our altar with all of you. So Hare Krishna, and thank you very much for giving us this opportunity. Hare Krishna.
So much, Dr. Vishnu. It's very kind of you that you're sharing your altar with us. And I'm sure there are many devotees decorating their altars and very nicely celebrating their Janmashtami in their house. Thank you so much, Dr. Vishnu.
Thank you.
So next we have Rachna Mataji from Chester. Rachna Mataji, are you online? Hare Krishna. Rachna Mataji from Chester, are you online? Okay, looks like she's also not online. So next we move to Bunashri Radha Mataji from Manchester. So Mataji, if you're online, if you can just unmute yourself, and if you can put the video on, so we can take the darshan of her altar. Wow, that's a wonderful altar. Bunashri Radha Mataji, if you can unmute your mic and you can, so we can hear you.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Happy Janmashtami to you. I've got Laddu Gopal there. And I've got Radha Krishna behind him. And I've done a bit of Rangoli as well here. And then got Ram, Lakshman, Sita, and Hanuman. Ji. Okay. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to share.
Thank you so much, Bunashri Radha Mataji, for sharing your wonderful altar. It's a beautiful altar. You are, you welcome Krishna very nicely with the rangoli and wonderful lights and the deepaks. To have a nice, natural light is very wonderful of you to, welcome Krishna to your house. So thank you so much, Mataji, for sharing the altar with all of us today. Thank you so much. And next we have Hitesh. Thank you, Mataji. And next we have Hitesh Prabhu from Salford. Hitesh Prabhu, are you online? Hitesh Prabhu, are you online?
No, Prabhu, looks like it's not there.
It's not online. Okay, no problem. So we'll move on. So next we have Sumit Bhavsar Prabhu from Manchester. Sumit Prabhu, if you're online, you can unmute yourself and show your the darshan of your altar. Sumit Bhavsar.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhu. We just offered bhoga to Lord, so our altar is closed. So we will show it after 5 minutes. If
Okay, no problem. No problem. Okay. So next we have Grishma Mataji from Stafford. Grishma Mataji, are you online?
Yes, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. See Mataji, you can.
I'm just trying to find out where's the. Okay. So this is our altar. It gives me immense pleasure to share. Take this opportunity to share our altar, and here is our Mudhu Krishna, and that's Gopala Krishna, and we have Krishna in the Tulsi, and we have Venkateshwara Swami and Lakshmi Devi and Yogeshwara Krishna. The full avatar which he shows in the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. And we have Krishna here from all the way from Mathura. And this is our other Krishna, and these are the little footprints.
Wow.
Which my daughter has made. Hey! Okay. Thank you so much for this opportunity, and wish you all a very happy Krishna Janmashtami, and may Krishna give everybody good health, wealth, and prosperity. Jai Shri Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji, for sharing your altar with us. We can see there, a lot of effort in decorating your altar. I can see you have 3 tulsi plants, in your house.
Yeah.
You have a very wonderfully, your house is very devotionally surcharged. And I can see your daughter, she has made those footprint of Krishna. So it just reminds me when Krishna, he once told the butter, he broke the pot. And his feet was all smeared with the butter, and wherever he went, there was a butter footprint everywhere in the oven. So I think your Krishna has just broken butter pot somewhere and is having butter footprint in your house.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you so much for sharing the altar with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. And next we have Raja Prabhu from Manchester. Are you online? Raja Prabhu from Manchester, are you online? Hare Krishna. I think Prabhuji is not online. So I think that comes to the list of the end of the list of the devotees who agreed to the darshan of their altar. Sumit Prabhu, I'm not sure whether whether your bhoga offering for your deities is over. But if not, then maybe some after the few minutes, when there's a little break, maybe that time you can show the deity of your altar.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yeah, it is just now over. Okay. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes.
Yeah, Prabhuji. So let me change my camera. Yes, Prabhuji. So this is our DT, Radha Krishna. And this DT I got very old when I was in college. So I got it from my parents, and then after that it is with me. So, and then we have Shri Radha Vrindavan Chandra. This is the temple photo from Pune. And then we have Narsingh Bhavan and Laddu Gopal. Then we got Jagannath Bhagwan. So photo, and then Kornitai, then Prabhupada, and then very small Panchtattva. So this is, we got a gift from one of the devotee. And this is, no, it is not going good. Yeah, so this is our altar. So today we decorated it like this.
Wonderful, Sumit Prabhu. It looks like you have a very exciting birthday party happening in your house.
Yeah, Prabhuji, it is my wife actually. She did all these things. So yeah, she put a lot of efforts. Since morning, she was decorating the altar.
Wonderful, wonderful. Puja, I'm so happy and I'm so grateful to you for sharing your altar with all the devotees. And very happy to others know that the deities that you had been received at the time of college, you are still worshipping. Generally nowadays, people don't receive deities when they're in college. There are so many other things, but no deities. You're becoming a wonderful family. The culture is so highly Krishna conscious that you are carrying forward your family traditions. So very grateful to you and your family. And
it is all blessings from devotees and mercy of Krishna. I'm not doing anything extra, Prabhuji.
Very Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for sharing your altar. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So thank you. So these are all some of the devotees who agreed to share their altar. I'll just repeat some of the devotees who probably, if they come online, if they can online, they can share the altar. Anusha Mataji or Ramila Mataji, are you online? No. Rachna Mataji, are you online? No. Hitesh Prabhu, are you online? Okay. And Raja Prabhu, are you online? So looks like these devotees are not online. But anyway, thank you very much for giving your names. But for some reason, you're not here. And we are very grateful to all the devotees who shared their altar with us today. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. So over to you, Madhav Kumar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you so much for that tour of all the deities around Manchester. It's very, very encouraging to see devotees taking the time to give a special space to the Lord in their own homes and engage so nicely in very loving reciprocation. And I'm sure the benefits will reflect in the wonderful services that they are doing for ISKCON Manchester Temple. Thank you once again for organizing that, Radha Mohan Prabhu, and all the devotees who took time to not just decorate their own altars, but also share their love and affection with all of us. Thank you so much. So we have about 15 minutes before we go into the next event. What we'll do is just we'll do a bit of Kirtan, Hare Krishna Kirtan, until our speaker for tonight, Karthik Chandra Prabhu, comes on at 10:30. We're more than halfway through tonight's event, and I'm sure a lot of you are waiting for the midnight when the Lord appears, and then we can have a extended celebration and partake in some prasad for those of you who've been fasting all day. So we are with you. Please stay with us. We are more than halfway through. So just some more Krishna Kirtan until the speaker for the night. Kartik Chandra Prabhu comes online at 10:30.
Hare Krishna, Madhav Kumar Prabhuji.
Haribol.
It's Vinita. Could we show our altar, please?
Oh yes, why not?
Okay, so just let me turn the video off.
Gauranga Prabhu, you're with us?
Videos.
Haribol.
Hare Krishna. So this is our altar.
Wonderful. Yes, please tell us all about it.
So this is our Srila Prabhupada Nidhi. And then obviously Radhanath Maharaj.
Yes, yes. Do you want to tell us where you got your Srila Prabhupada deity from?
I think it was in India, in the Delhi temple.
Nice, very nice.
And then we have on top Jagannath Balram Subhadra Maharani.
Mm-hmm.
So we changed the address this morning, and just like many other devotees were doing, I'm sure, we also did Abhishek.
Wonderful. Abhishek of Jagannath Baldev Subramani.
Of Gauranga, sorry.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful.
So this is Gauranga deities. We clean Jagannath Subhadra Maharani and Balramji in a slightly different way. We can't do Abhishek with them because they're wooden deities.
Yes, of course.
And then we just decorated quite simply, not the standard we normally have at temple.
It's quite good, very nice.
But they seem to have enjoyed the balloons this morning. Half of them disappeared. Okay, thank you.
Wonderful, beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing your altar, Premadhatri Mataji, Vinita, and everyone. It's very nice decoration. It's just an example. It's just an example of a very simple setup that all of us can endeavor to have in our own homes. I'm sure everybody online, or most people online, are living in reasonably spacious accommodations, and that display of the home altar tells us that it doesn't take a lot to give some dedicated space to the Lord who's providing everything that we have. So I hope all the devotees watching took some inspiration, some suggestions, some ideas on how to have little altar spaces, personalized deity spaces in your own homes. And if you are unsure, you have any questions, you're not sure what the right way to set the whole thing up is, please feel free to reach out to us. Radha Vinod Prabhu is our head pujari, and you can contact any member of the temple management, Gauranga Prabhu, Radha Mohan Prabhu, who are all experts and can support your own endeavors of setting little spaces, dedicated spaces for the Lord in your own homes. So thank you everybody for that. So we'll just get into some little Krishna Kirtan, Hare Krishna Kirtan, until the guest speaker for tonight comes online. Please stay with us. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Madhav Kumar Prabhu? Karthik Chandra Prabhu is here.
Okay, bro, we'll close. Hare Krishna. Harinam Sankirtanya ki
Jai.
Nitai Gaur Premanande.
Hari Hari Bol.
So we'd very warmly welcome Karthik Chandra Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you so much for taking the time to be with us tonight. For those of you who don't already know, Kartik Chandra Prabhu is a very, very well-known speaker, a commentator on the subject of Srimad Bhagavatam and various other Vedic literatures. He's very kind to us and has spent a lot of time recently giving us his personal association. He's also committed to supporting all of us study Srimad Bhagavatam for anybody who's interested. And in the earlier this week and last week, he has already given some talks on the right mood of approaching the festival Janmashtami and the benefits of systematically reading Srimad Bhagavatam. So once again, I'd like to thank Kartik Chandra Prabhu for taking the time to be with us tonight and invite him to take us into hearing more about Krishna Katha. Over to you, Kartik Chandra Prabhu. Thank you very much for being here tonight.
Well, thank you very much for inviting me. I feel very fortunate to be in the presence of all of you. And it was very wonderful to see all the children performing, the wonderful Balakrishna swinging. And over the last few days, we've heard wonderful sessions from His Grace Radha Mohan Prabhu and Gauranga Prabhu as well. So I've been listening to those sessions as well. Very enlivening, and it was nice to hear from them to create the mood for Janmashtami. So Gauranga Prabhu, would I be able to share my screen?
Okay, Prabhu, just 1 second. I will make you the co-host then. All done, Prabhu.
Okay. Right. Okay, so we will continue the sessions that we've had over the last few days. We heard from Gauranga Prabhu how Krishna is really merciful. And we also heard from Radha Mohan Prabhu how Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he is, you know, he is one that every devotee meditates on. In fact, Radha Mohan Prabhu started his session by saying that Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is something that we haven't heard from any other source other than Srila Prabhupada. And then he also quoted how Brahma-Samhita says, Ishvaraha Paramaha Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadir Radhir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam. So continuing on that theme that Gauranga Prabhu was speaking about, the mercy of Krishna and the supremacy of the Lord, continuing that theme and being inspired by a class that was given this afternoon by His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj, I will attempt to continue the discussion. So welcome everyone to this wonderful Janmashtami Mahotsav festival. We'll start with a little prayer. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet. Om Adnanti Mirandasya Naranjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Miritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvishesh Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So today is this wonderful, most auspicious occasion of the appearance of the Lord. Today is Ashtami. Ashtami is the day when the Lord appeared. And as Radha Mohan Prabhu was saying in his class, actually Janmashtami is happening every day. Janmashtami is happening every day in some part of the universe. Either this universe or any other universe, several universes. There are millions and billions of universes, and Janmashtami is going on every single day. In our universe, where our four-headed Brahma lives, Janmashtami happened around 5,000 years ago, and then we celebrate that Tithi every year. So today is the day of Janmashtami, and it's a very fortunate event that we are celebrating. It's fortunate because human life itself is very rare, and then to be born a human being at this particular time is even more rare. So we heard from Radha Mohan Prabhu how Krishna is Bhagavan Swayam, and he is, although he is the Supreme Person himself, he has incarnated, or he has appeared for the pleasure of all of us. And he has appeared at a specific time. So we all live in Kali Yuga. You see that red box over there. And only 5,000 years of Kali Yuga have passed so far. Kali Yuga is 432,000 years. And only 5,000 years have passed. And we already think Kali Yuga is really, really difficult. But there's only 5,000 years that have passed. And if you see the previous ages, they are double the number of the previous age. So double of Kali Yuga is Dwapar, and then you add Kali Yuga to it again, and you get Treta, add Kali Yuga numbers to it again, and you get Satyuga. So this is called one Chatur Yuga, which means a cycle of 4 yugas. Such 71 cycles constitute the rule of one Manu, Maharaj Manu, from whom we have the word Manushya, or we have the Brahma-Samhita, which is the book of Dharma. So each Manu rules for 71 Chatur Yugas. And currently we are being ruled by Vaivasvata Manu, who is the 7th Manu. And if you see, almost half. So in one day of Brahma, there are 14 Manus. So you can see 71 Chatur Yuga cycles, 14 of them. So in one day of Brahma, 14 Manus come and go. We are currently right in the middle, in the 28th Chatur Yuga of the 7th Manu, called Vaivasvata. And this particular cycle of 14 is called one Kalpa. One Kalpa is one day of Brahma, but that's only 12 hours of Brahma. He then takes rest for 12 hours. So the same amount of time, 4.32 billion years, is the time that he rests. And he lives such 100 years. And 1 year has 365 days. So he lives for 311 trillion years. That's the life of Brahma. That's the life of this universe. And only once in that day of Brahma, when Brahma goes through his midlife crisis, when Brahma is 51 years old, on the first day of his 51st birthday, in the Manu Vaivasvata period of the 28th Chatur Yuga, just then, so I explained this, 4 Yuga cycles, 1 Manu, 14 Manus, forming 1 day of Brahma, and such 100 years of Brahma, right? So just on this 28th Chatur Yuga of the 51st year, first day of Brahma, during the 7th Manu, Krishna appears. Bhagwan Swayam appears. And just after that, 5,000 years after that is when we have all been born. So that we are fortunate to know that the Lord himself appeared. And in fact, just after the Lord appears, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears about 500 years before. So 4,500 years into Kali Yuga, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as we know, is non-different from, this is Mother Sachi. And he is non-different from Krishna. All the residents of Nadia who came to see the child Nimai immediately thought of Krishna, immediately recognized him as Krishna. So it's a dual benefit that we have been born at a time when Lord Chaitanya appears, the most munificent incarnation of Krishna, and Krishna Bhagwan himself appears. So we all know from Radha Mohan Prabhu's session how Krishna is Bhagwan Swayam. So not only does Krishna appear at this time, but actually Krishna is always with us. Krishna is always very close to us. In fact, the closest person that we have in our lives is not our brother and sister, children, mother, father, wife, husband. They're actually not the closest we have. The closest person we have, and yes, he is a person, the closest person we have is the Lord himself, who resides in our heart. As Bhagavad Gita says, Bhoktaram yadna tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suridam sarvabhutanam natva mam shantim richati. We all want peace and happiness, and we are all seeking peace and happiness. And the personality of Godhead is so merciful. As Gauranga Prabhu was explaining, he is so merciful that he has actually appeared and he stays right there with us, and we still don't recognize him. In fact, his love for us is completely unconditional. It is unconditional because in the ultimate scheme of things, he is everyone's ultimate father. He is the father of all living entities. So we see there is a love in this world, the love of the parents for their child, which is generally considered to be very pure. Especially the mother's love for her baby is very, very pure. However, that love that the mother has for her baby is only a reflection of the love that our Supreme Father Krishna has for us. He's got unconditional love because he has a relationship that we can never break. In fact, he appears to be so far, far away, out there in Goloka. If you remember Radha Mohan Prabhu's diagram and the beautiful animations that he created, how the Chaturvyuha, Narayan, and second Chaturvyuha, and the 3 incarnations of Vishnu appear. Right at the top was Krishna Loka, which is where Krishna lives. And he seems to be far, far away, but actually he is very, very close. He is right within our hearts. And he's a person, he's not just some impersonal feeling or something. He is very much a person. Sarva yonishu kaunteya, in every species, murtayah sambhavanti yah tasam brahma mahadyonir aham bija pradapita. Aham bija, I am the seed giving father. Bija pradaha, the seed giver. He is the one who is the cause of our real existence. And he appears in this world on this very day of Janmashtami, essentially to give us the opportunity, for us to go back to him. And that is the real purpose of Janmashtami. We know that when Krishna was, after the Kurukshetra war, when Krishna was ready to leave the Pandavas and go back to Dwarka, Mother Kunti stopped Krishna. As you can see in this beautiful picture, Mother Kunti is stopping Krishna as Daruka is trying to almost, use his whip to signal the horses to leave. You see Yudhishthir Maharaj with folded hands and so many others asking Krishna not to leave. Because the appearance of Krishna in our lives is the very reason for this samsara to fall apart, this material existence. Otherwise, the material existence will continue to oppress us. And then Mother Kunti speaks the most beautiful prayers. In fact, Srila Prabhupada calls her the most intelligent woman. And he dedicated a book, Teachings of Queen Kunti. Very profound prayers. And in those prayers, Queen Kunti tells Krishna, you are unborn, but you've been born in the Kula, in the dynasty of Yadus, just like the Malaya sandalwood appears in the Malaya forest to make the Malaya forest famous. Similarly, just to make Yadu, who was a great devotee, famous, you appeared in his dynasty. We all know that if somebody is born, some famous person is born in a particular household, then the whole household becomes famous. So maybe that's the reason. And then Mother Kunti goes on to say, maybe another reason is that you appeared in this world to, because of the prayers of Brahma and all the demigods, to vanquish the demons. Or maybe you appeared in this world because your devotees, they were fervently praying for you. But then, just at the end, she gives the ultimate reason, which is the secret reason why the Lord actually appears. Bhavesmin klishyamananam, bhavesmin, in this samsara, klishyamananam, amongst all the people, everyone in this world, they are struggling with three things. We are all struggling with three things. Avidya. Avidya means ignorance, not knowing who we are and what is the real goal of our life. So many of us live, a purposeless life. We live by the day. We live by the moment. We try to find happiness in every moment in our life, not knowing that simply by connecting with the supreme source of all happiness, we will be completely satisfied and happy. The other thing we struggle with is kama. Kama means desires. Innumerable desires. There is no limit. There is no quantification of how many desires a person has. In fact, the Upanishads, in one of the commentaries, mention that every moment there are more than 1.6 trillion desires coming and going in our mind and in our heart. They are just like the waves of the ocean. How many waves appear in the ocean? Nobody knows. Nobody can count. So many are our desires, kama. And if we think this material world is the place to fulfill our desires, then by now we should have fulfilled all our desires. But we realize that every time we fulfill our desires, more remains to be attained. And the third thing we struggle with is karma, is just activity, work, work, work. There is always an expectation that we have from others and that others have from us. So what is the solution? So the Lord appears. Kunti Maharani says, the real purpose of your appearance is to give the living entities who are struggling with ignorance, desires, and mundane activities, to give them an opportunity. Arhani. Arhani means giving them an opportunity. Arhani Karishyan, for giving them an opportunity to do what? Shravana Smarana, to hear about your glorious pastimes and remember your glorious pastimes. Because by remembering and hearing your glorious pastimes, because you are Pavitram Paramam Bhavan, Bhagavad Gita says, Arjuna is telling Krishna, you are the supremely pure. You are Pavitram Paramam Bhavan. Similarly, if somebody approaches you, they become completely purified. And when they attain Shuddha Sattva, complete purification, they realize and experience the real bliss in their heart. Our Srila Prabhupada explains that Shvetashvatara Upanishad mentions Parasya Shaktir Vividhaiva Shruyate. In terms of energies of Krishna, Krishna has innumerable energies. So he could, if the real purpose of his appearance was to just kill the demons, he could achieve that with his energy. He doesn't need to appear himself. But Srila Prabhupada explains he still appears personally to enact these most captivating pastimes so that we may get hooked onto those pastimes and develop an attraction for the Lord. So it is for our own good to give us an opportunity that he really appears. And quickly, immediately after, the previous verse was 1.835. The very next verse, 1.836, Kunti Maharani, out of her own sheer experience, she screams out and says, Shrunvanti gayanti grananti abhikshnasah. Anyone who hears Krishna Katha, who eagerly speaks Krishna Katha, grananti, who really relishes Krishna Katha, abhikshnasah, at every moment, smaranti, and who is always absorbed in Krishna Katha. Actually, our acharyas explain the next word is nandanti. Nandanti means happily. You see, we can do an activity without any conscious investment, without wanting to do it. Such activities will have very little effect. But here the word nandanti, the acharyas explain, should be applied to all the other four. Nandanti shrunvanti. He who hears your pastimes happily. Gayanti, Nandanti Gayanti. He who is glorifying you, chanting your holy names happily. Grinanti, he who is really relishing happily. Smaranti, who remembers you happily. Tava ihitam janaha, he who remembers your pastimes, those people, taeva pashyanti, they will definitely see achirena tavakam. They will very, very soon, achirena. Achirena means very, very soon. They will see you face to face. This is why the Lord appears on this day of Janmashtami. And what will be the result? The result, Kunti Maharani says, for one who does these four activities, Bhava Pravaha Uparamam Padam Bhujam, your lotus feet, Padam Bhujam, Bhava Pravaha, this ocean of samsara is flooding. But your lotus feet, anyone who has taken shelter of your lotus feet, with your lotus feet, you Uparamam. Uparamam means you create a dam. You can see here a beautiful dam which is stopping the water of a huge lake. But can you imagine a dam that can stop the pravaha, the flow of water of the samsara, of the ocean? The lotus feet of the Lord are such a dam which can actually stop the pravaha of samsara for his devotees. And as the devotees experience bliss, the personification of all bliss, the personification of love, of the grace of the Lord that the devotees receive is Srimati Radharani herself. As it's mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Radhika hoyan Krishnera pranaya bikar Swarupa Shakti Ladini Nama Jahar. She is Ladini Shakti, she is Pranaya Vikar, she is the transformation of love of Krishna, personification of love. So the bliss that the devotee experiences is actually the fountainhead of that bliss is Srimati Radharani, because Krishna is that supremely merciful Father, Karuna Sindhu, and Srimati Radharani is that supremely merciful Mother, Karuna Mai, whose shelter we take. So how does one experience bliss? How can we experience that bliss, that pure nectar? Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Ye yatha mam prapadyante tams tathaiva bhajamiham mama vartmanu vartante manushya partha sarvasah. Ye yatha mam prapadyante. To the degree one surrenders to Krishna, tams tathaiva bhajamiham. Only to that degree I reciprocate. So the Lord simply reciprocates to his devotees. Yatha tatha. But a pure devotee like Srila Prabhupada can never forget the Lord even for a moment. And hence the Lord never forgets his pure devotee even for a moment. And in that constant remembrance, both the Lord and his devotee experience constant bliss. In fact, Srila Prabhupada's father, Gaur Mohan De, he would say, Krishna, he has 10 hands and you have only 2. So if Krishna wants to take away from you, you cannot stop him. He has got 10 hands, you've got 2 hands. But if Krishna wants to give you, he will give you so much. With your 2 hands, you cannot receive. So Krishna will reciprocate to the degree, in fact more. than what we show in terms of our sincerity and seriousness. But the problem is that we are like this bird that is mentioned in the Upanishads. There are two birds. One is observing, who is the super soul. The other is enjoying, who is the soul. As you can see, this man is trying to enjoy a ghostly witch, thinking that she is very beautiful, and she is scratching and biting him. In fact, everything we see in this world is simply like a piece of art. Once when Srila Prabhupada was on a morning walk, the devotees were appreciating the beauty of the rising sun. And as they appreciated the beauty of the rising sun, Srila Prabhupada commented. He said, yes, this is very beautiful. However, if you think the art is beautiful, you should see the artist. The art being this material creation, and the artist being the Supreme Lord himself. In fact, the Lord is so eager to give us mercy that even a little approach with sincerity on this day of Janmashtami especially, a little sincere prayer would go a long way. In the third canto of Bhagavatam, Kapila Muni is saying, Apichya darshanam shashvat sarvaloka namaskritam santam vayasi kaishore bhrutyanugrahakataram. Beautiful verse. He says the Lord is most beautiful, especially Kaishore, in his youthful form when he does the pastimes, youthful pastime. He's the most beautiful. And he has a quality. You see, we are all conditioned in this material world. We are all conditioned. We are all conditioned with things of the world. We are all conditioned with lust, anger, greed, pride, envy, and madness. These are our conditioning. There is a little secret that the Acharyas explain. Even the Lord is conditioned. Yes, Krishna is also conditioned. In fact, Sridhar Swami explains, the Lord is conditioned to give his grace. He's conditioned, he cannot help. He has to give his grace. In this verse, it says, Anugraha Kataram. Kataram means he's conditioned, he's eager, he cannot restrain himself. From doing what? Anugraha. He cannot restrain himself from giving his grace. How wonderful. Like Gajendra. When Gajendra was submerged in the river, only his trunk, only the top of his trunk was remaining as the crocodile was dragging him into the water. Gajendra was an elephant. And all his wives and children, they could simply observe and not help him. And this will be our situation when the time of death comes. No one will come with us. But the Lord, our most merciful Father who is in the heart, Krishna, will be the only one who will be there. He was there when we were in the womb of the mother. He was there when we were born. He'll be there when we die. And he'll be there beyond. And Gajendra, when he was just about to be pulled completely in the river, only the tip of his trunk seeing, coming out of the river, he remembered his previous life. He remembered, now I have no hope but to take shelter of the Lord. So for us, for some of us, to come to the point of sincerity and seriousness, Krishna might give us some real hard jolt in our life. This COVID situation is one of them. And we should learn from it. But Gajendra, he had to be submerged almost completely. And then with whatever trunk was remaining, he grasped a lotus, which was there on the top of the river. He grasped a lotus, and with that lotus, he started praying to the Lord. And the Lord heard him. He came with his Sudarshan Chakra, and he chopped the head of the crocodile, releasing Gajendra. This is his anugraha. In fact, there is a little secret. Instead of giving his grace to Gajendra, by killing the crocodile, he actually liberated the crocodile first. So the Acharyas have explained very sweetly that the Lord thought, oh, my devotee Gajendra is in pain, and this crocodile is giving him pain. However, physically as I see him, the crocodile has still caught hold of the lotus feet of my devotee. And he's not leaving the feet of my devotee. So let me liberate him first. Just see, anugraha kataram. He is conditioned to give grace. All we need to do is to open-heartedly ask him for that grace. And that secret is revealed in the Bhagavad Gita, the 3 verses of Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna says, Sarva Guhyatamam Bhuyaha. I will repeat the most secretive thing that I have mentioned in the entire Bhagavad Gita. Ishto Sime, because you are very dear to me. And for Krishna, we are all his dear part and parcel. And what does he say? Very simple process. In fact, this verse appears twice in the Bhagavad Gita, in chapter 9, which is right in the middle of the Bhagavad Gita, verse number 34. And then again in chapter 18, verse number 65. Man mana bhava bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. Simple process. Remember me constantly. Endeavor to become my devotee. Madhyaji. Worship me by orienting your life around me. Orient your life in such a way that I am in the center of your life. Mam namaskuru. Offer everything to me, good or bad. If your day is horrible, at the end of the day, tell the Lord, my dear Lord, today my day was horrible. This day is an offering to you. And Krishna says, Mam evaishyasi satyam te. That person will definitely come to me. Pratijane priyosi me. Pratijane, you may declare. And I declare. It is Pratijane is Atmanepadi, first person singular. Pratijane, I declare this, that the person will come to me. Such a simple process. Sarva dharman, then he says, Sarva dharman parityajya. Don't worry, oh, what if I don't do this or what if I don't do that? Give up everything. Mam ekam sharanam vraja. Come to my shelter, my sharanam. This sharanam is so important that simply by taking his shelter, the great demoness, Putna, as Gauranga Prabhu was sharing with such beautiful slides and reading out from the Vedabase, he was sharing with us, Aho Bakiyam. Oh, this Baki. Baki, the sister of Baka is called Baki. Bakasur, Aghasur, and Putna, they were brother and sister. The first demoness to come and kill Krishna. Aho Bakiyam. Kahalakuta. She applied the most poisonous substance to her chest because she wanted to feed her milk to Krishna so that Krishna may die. In fact, she thought there is no need to even feed the milk. It was Kahalakuta. Kahalakuta is the poison that came out from the churning of the milky ocean. It was so poisonous that simply by its smell, a person could die. What to speak of consuming it? She applied that to her chest. And why did she approach Krishna? Jigham saya, handhatu, to kill, only with the sole purpose of killing Krishna. Apayayat, she forcibly made Krishna drink because she thought, oh, like other children, he's not dying simply by smelling this wish, this poison. So let me forcefully feed my milk to him. So she forcefully, apayayat. Apayayat is actually causative, which means she forcibly made him drink. Api asadhavi. Also, she was asadhavi. Asadhavi. You know what sadhavi is? One who's sadhu is male, sadhavi is female. So asadhavi means she was impious, most horrible lady. She was a demoness. Still, because she fed her milk to Krishna, Krishna was conditioned to give grace. You know what he thought? He thought, oh, she's so kind. She's offering her milk to me. Lebhe gatim. This Putana, she attained the highest destination. Dhatri uchitam. She attained the destination of a wet nurse. A wet nurse is a nurse who feeds her milk to the baby when the mother is not around. So that is the position that Putana received in Goloka. Tatonyam. So other than such a person, such a Lord, other than such a Lord, Kamva Dayalum, who is more merciful than such a Lord? Sharanam Vrajema, who else can we take shelter than such a person who, even somebody is coming to kill him, he is giving him the highest destination. So merciful, so conditioned. He's so conditioned to give us grace. As you see here in this beautiful painting, Nanda Maharaj was busy with his committee conference, and Mother Yashoda was feeding Krishna outside in the barn, talking to the other gopis, and a servant gopi was fanning her in the heat of the summer. And at that time, two gopis came to call Mother Yashoda, saying that there is a guest who has come who wants to see Krishna. So Mother Yashoda came inside along with her little baby, and the guest, the most beautiful damsel who looked like Lakshmi herself, she came and she told Mother Yashoda, can I please have Krishna? In Mahavan, actually, people had become used to seeing the demigods roam the streets. So the Vrajvasis were thinking, this Krishna must be someone special. Every day some demigod is coming. So Mother Yashoda also thought, oh, this is some demigoddess. So she very, simply, she gave her baby to Putana. And then there was a loud sound when Putana was killed. And gopis came running to inform Mother Yashoda about what had happened. And as Mother Yashoda heard it, she was very anxious. She went running and she found Krishna had killed Putana. Her tongue was coming out. Her big teeth, tusks rather, were showing. Big nails, toenails, hand nails, and a huge, gigantic body, 16 miles long. So this was the beautiful pastime. And in fact, it is said Putana, according to Garga-Samhita and according to Brahma-Vaivarta Puran, she was Ratnamala. And Ratnamala was, you see this beautiful blue lady here, lady in blue? She was Bali Maharaj's sister, or another place it says she was daughter. So either daughter or sister, she was related to Bali Maharaj. And when she saw Vamandev, she immediately thought, oh, I wish I have a son like him. I really pray to have a son like him. But when Vamandev became Trivikrama and stole everything from Bali Maharaj, Immediately, she became envious of Vamandev and she said, I wish I could kill this boy. And it is said she reappeared as Putana. And Krishna fulfilled both her desires. So anyone who takes shelter sincerely of Krishna, he reciprocates wholeheartedly. And in fact, the only thing on this day of Janmashtami that we can ask Krishna is bhakti. Why? Shukdev Goswami is telling Maharaj Parikshit, Rajan Pattihi, O king, Krishna was your protector of your family, of your grandfathers, Yudhishthir and others. Krishna was the protector. Guruhu, Krishna was their spiritual master. He guided them what to do, what not to do. In fact, even while killing Duryodhan, it was Krishna who told Bhima how to kill Duryodhan. Alam bhavatam yadunam. He was always with you and the Yadus. Daivam, he was your worshipable Lord. As you can see on the right hand side, during the Rajasuya Yajna, you can see the Lord is seated and Maharaj Yudhishthir is personally bathing his feet, and all the other brothers and all the other kings are making offerings to the Lord. He was chosen as the topmost person to receive all offerings in the Rajasuya Yajna of Maharaj Yudhishthir, where Lord Shiva and Narad Muni and others had also gathered. So he was the Devata also. Priyaha, for Arjun, he was also his Priya Sakha. Kulapatihi, Kvacha, he was also Kulapati. He was also the person who protected the Kula by protecting Parikshit. Kinkarova, he was also the servant. Now this is very special. He was also the servant of the Pandavas. Krishna, yes, was the servant of the Pandavas. In the same Rajasuya Yajna, all the brothers were doing different services. For example, Bhima was in the cooking department. He was ensuring that everything was being cooked nicely, because that's his natural affiliation. What was Krishna doing? Krishna took the position of reception, guest reception, and washing the feet of everyone, every guest who came to the Rajasuya Yajna. He would personally bow down, wash their feet, and wipe their feet, and with folded hands welcome them on behalf of Maharaj Yudhishthir. I am his servant. I welcome you on his behalf. Kinkaraha, the Lord becomes the servant of his devotee. Astveva manga Bhagavan bhajatam mukundo. Anyone who worships Mukunda, Krishna, muktim dadati karihichitsma. Krishna, if we worship him, he may give mukti. Karihichit, he may give. Na bhakti yogam, but he very rarely gives bhakti. Because anyone who becomes his bhakta, he becomes the kinkaraha. He becomes the servant of that bhakta. Hence, he does not give bhakti very easily. Therefore, the best prayer to make on this day, and we will finish with this, the best prayer to make on this day, and without unmuting yourself, if you're still listening, please read this prayer with me. This is a prayer. Let me explain first the prayer. This is a prayer from Prathu Maharaj. When the Lord appeared in front of Maharaj Prathu, and the Lord asked, what vara do you want? What is the boon that you want? Prathu Maharaj simply said, Na kamaye nath. I don't want any boon except this. Tadapyaham kvachit. Even though I don't want any boon, I want this one little thing. What is that one little thing? Na yatra yushmat charanam bhuja savaha. Please make sure I never find myself in a place where charana ambuja savaha mahattama antar hridayat. from the lotus mouth of the great devotees of the Lord, from the heart of the great devotees. In the heart of the devotees is Krishna, Antar Hridayat. From there, the realization and the nectar which is hidden in the heart of the devotee oozing out from the mouth. Chutaha. Chutaha means oozing out. Mukha chutaha, oozing out from the lotus mouth. Asavaha, the nectar which is oozing out from the lotus mouth of the devotee in whose heart that nectar remains. Please make sure that I am always surrounded by such devotees, and I have not one, not two, not 500, but vidhatsva. Please grant me karana ayutam. Ayutam, karana ayutam. Ayutam means millions. Karana means years. Please grant me millions of years. Esha me varaha. This is my vara. This is my boon. This is what I pray. So please repeat this after me. Nakamaye nath tadapyaham kvachit nayatra yushmat charanam bhujasavah mahatmana mahattamantar hridayan mukhachuto vidhatsva karnayutam eshame varaha. This is our boon. This is what we ask from the Lord today on His divine appearance day. Thank you very much for paying attention. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bol, Shri Janmashtami Maha Mahotsav ki jai. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Karthik Chandra Prabhu, thank you so much for that. Thank you for taking the time to so nicely explain to us how Krishna is actually waiting for us to turn back to Him. And He's not just waiting, but He's constantly busy with making multiple endeavors to make it simple and easy for us to come back to Him. And this day, Janmashtami, is one such day where the Lord's mercy is in abundance. We hope this festival that we have celebrated online together allows you to want to be with Krishna a little bit more. We are in the last hour of the night, the most difficult bit, but we are trying to make it easy for you by presenting one more item. And this is the second last item for the night. Manchester congregation is presenting Krishna Rama. So, Brother Vinod.
His Grace Karthik Chandra Prabhu ki jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you very much, Karthik Chandra Prabhu. That was very nice.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you.
So, Radha Vinod Prabhu and team, are we ready?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah, so we are ready. Smith Prabhu is going to display the drama.
Okay. So, do we have a bit of a narration now, or you just straight go into the drama?
Yeah, Hare Krishna devotees, the drama is about the appearance of Lord Sri Krishna. We just made an experiment to display it in this COVID situation, how to prepare a video. But what I would like to ask, humbly request all the devotees to bless Sumit Prabhu from the bottom of your heart, because he worked really very hard, to make all the devotees, to display in a better way. So it's a one-man show by Sumit Prabhu. He really worked very hard for this drama past 2 weeks with so many COVID and restrictions, and his balancing his work. Yeah, there may be few. Because it's an experiment, yeah. So I humbly request all the devotees, bless this wonderful couple, Sumit and Surabhi. That's high priority for me. Hare Krishna. Sumit Prabhu, please.
Hare Krishna. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, I'm starting. Hare Krishna. Are you able to hear audio?
No, Prabhuji.
No, Prabhuji.
Video is also actually halted.
Okay, okay. So let me check.
Yeah, so just increase the volume and
Okay.
straight away run. Prabhuji, run from the Prabhuji, audio is very poor.
Okay, Prabhuji, let me check.
Yeah, you direct run the in a Blender otherwise.
Okay.
Narrations spoken by Krishna and narrations spoken about Krishna. Today, on this auspicious Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Jai Radha Madhava Punya Bihari
Hare Krishna, Krishna Katha, which means narrations about Krishna. Srila Prabhupada explained that there are two types of Krishna Kathas: narrations spoken by Krishna and narrations spoken about Krishna. Today, on this auspicious occasion of Sri Krishna Janmashtami 2020, ISKCON Manchester, UK is presenting The world was overburdened by the unnecessary defense force of different kings, who were actually demons, but were posing themselves as a royal order. At that time, the whole world became perturbed, and the predominating deity of this earth, known as Bhumi, went to see Lord Brahma to tell of her calamities due to the demoniac kings.
armies of demonic kings are increasing day by day. I cannot bear these sinners. Please help! Please help!
After hearing this, Lord Brahma became much aggrieved, and he at once started for the ocean of milk, where Lord Vishnu resides. All demigods offered the Purusha Sukta prayer to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They apparently heard no response. Lord Brahma personally sat in meditation, and there was a message transmission from Lord Vishnu to Brahma. Brahma then broadcast the message to the demigods.
Bhudevi, the Lord will appear very soon, along with his supreme potencies. His mission is to annihilate demons and establish dharma. My dear demigods, as long as he remains on earth, you should also remain there to assist him. Take birth immediately in Yadu dynasty. The Lord will himself appear as the son of Vasudeva.
Once upon a time, Vasudeva, the son of King Surasena, just after marrying Devaki, was going home on his chariot with his newly wedded wife. Kamsa, the son of King Ugrasena, in order to please his sister Devaki, had taken the reins of the horses and was driving. While the procession was passing very pleasingly, and Kamsa was driving the chariot, all at sudden there was a miraculous sound vibrated from the sky.
Oh, foolish comes! Oh, foolish comes! Oh, foolish comes! Oh, foolish comes! Oh, foolish comes!
Who dares to call me like this? Who dares? Come before me.
Oh, foolish comes! 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 Comes. This is not the time for anger. This is the time to lament. You are digging your own grave. You are setting fire to your fortune. You fool, listen carefully. Your beloved sister that you carry happily in your chariot, that Devaki's 8th-born child will kill you. She that you carry so gladly in your chariot, her 8th-born child will kill you. Devaki's 8th-born child will kill you. Devaki's 8th-born child will kill you.
Devaki's 8th-born child will kill me. Is this true? The most powerful, the mighty prince of Bhoja dynasty, Mahayodh comes, will be killed by 8th-born of Devaki. I will destroy the root cause of my death.
If I kill you, there won't be eighth child. What to talk of eighth child? Even there won't be first child.
Brother, you told me I'm your most beloved sister. You just performed our marriage. Now you're trying to kill me.
Devaki, nothing in this world is dear to me than my life. Neither you nor your progeny exist. You must meet them.
Kamsa, what are you doing? She is your sister, younger to you. She is like your daughter.
Don't stop me, Vasudev. Get out of my way. To protect my life, I must kill Deva.
Come, don't forget, she is my wife, and it is my duty to protect her. Listen to me. Come, you are a great warrior and mighty armed in Bhoj dynasty. First of all, she is a woman and a new bride. Is it not shameful to kill her? How can you commit such a sin?
Don't frighten me in the name of sin. I am not afraid of anyone or anything.
Then why are you afraid of Devki? Why are you afraid of death? Death is already born along with your birth. From the very day you took your birth, you began to die.
Her child.
Her eighth-born progeny will kill me. Haven't you heard the celestial voice?
All right.
You have no fear of Devki. You have fear of death from her children. So, I make you this promise. Spare Devki.
I, Vasudev, son of King Surasen, hereby making in vow that every child that Devki gives birth to, I shall hand over him to you with my own hands. You do whatever you want. I won't object.
Don't try to trick me, Vasudev. Don't try to deceive me.
The whole world knows that I never speak an untruth. Comes, believe me, leave Devki.
Commander, take the chariot back to palace. Escort them till Vasudev's palace. Arrange tight security around the palace. They should not meet anyone without my permission. These two cannot leave palace at any cost. This is my order.
Kamsa was satisfied by Vasudev's proposal. He knew the value of Vasudev's word of honor. For the time being, he desisted from the heinous killing of his sister. Many days passed by. Devaki gave birth to her first child. Vasudev kept his word of honor and immediately brought the child before Kamsa.
O Prince of Bhoja, I have given you words that every child that Devki gives birth to, I shall hand over to you with my own hands. Here is the firstborn. Please take him.
Kamsa became satisfied by the action of Vasudev. He was surprised to see Vasudev keeping his promise and being compassionate upon him.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Bear in mind, that the eighth child of Devaki cannot escape.
At that time, the great sage Narada understood of Kamsa's compassion to Vasudeva. Narada was very eager to accelerate the descent of Lord Krishna as soon as possible.
Narayana, Narayana. O Lord, what a divine sport is this! If you fill this sinner's heart with mercy, how will his sins reach fruition? How will you slay him? I must do something. Narayana. All glories to you comes. All glories to you.
Narad Muni, please accept my humble obeisance. All glories to you.
Comes. It seems your mind is agitating so much. May I know the reason?
Fear of death, Narad Muni. Fear of death.
Fear of death? The great emperor, Mahayodh, comes. Is suffering with fear of death? Strange.
Yes, strange. Strange things are happening in my life. The celestial voice told me that I will be killed by eighth son of Devaki.
Oh, yes, I heard this.
Until I kill eighth son of Devaki, this fear of death will haunt me. I am eagerly waiting for the birth of eighth child.
Comes. You are a great emperor, but very innocent.
What do you mean?
Do you know Vasudev, Surasen, and all his relatives who are born in Vishnu family?
Who are they?
They are actually demigods.
Demigods?
Yes, whenever Vishnu descends to this planet, first all demigods take birth, then Vishnu appears.
It means eighth son of Devaki must be Vishnu.
Yes, also many demigods took birth in Vrindavan in the form of cowhead boys. Bear in mind, Vishnu is very cunning. Any child of Devaki could be Vishnu.
I made a mistake.
I made a mistake by sparing Devaki's first child. Soldiers, imprison Vasudeva and Devaki immediately. Shackle them with iron chains. I shall kill firstborn of Devaki at once. And I shall kill every child of Devaki as they born.
Thus, Kamsa arrested and imprisoned both Devaki and Vasudeva.
me the chai! Give me the chai!
Within the prison, shackled in iron chains, Vasudeva and Devaki gave birth to a male child year after year. Kamsa, thinking each of the babies to be the incarnation of Vishnu, killed the 6 babies one after another. Devaki became pregnant 7th time. The plenary expansion of Krishna, known as Anantashesha, appeared within her womb. By the manipulation of Yogamaya, who follows the order of the Supreme Lord, Anantashesha was transferred to the womb of Rohini, wife of Vasudeva, living under the shelter of Nanda Maharaj. Devaki was pregnant 8th time. The Supreme Personality of Godhead entered the womb of Devaki with all his potencies in full. Devaki's body was illuminated with effulgence and transcendental beauty. Kamsa saw the transcendental beauty of his sister Devaki. He understood that the Lord had taken shelter in her womb. He was patiently waiting for the delivery of the child, expecting to kill him. Long awaiting moment arrived. The time was matured for the appearance of the Lord. The constellations became very auspicious. The astrological influence of the star Rohini became predominant. The star was under the direct supervision of Brahma. All planetary systems were automatically adjusted so that everything became auspicious. All directions were filled with an atmosphere of peace and prosperity. All auspicious stars were visible in sky. All rivers were flowing full of waters. All lakes were beautifully decorated with lotus flowers. All forests were full with beautiful birds and peacocks. The wind blew very pleasantly, carrying the aroma of different flowers. Brahmanas could hear transcendental vibrations in the sky, proclaiming the appearance of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The denizens of the Gandharva and Kinnara Loka began to sing. The denizens of heavenly planets began to dance. The denizens of Siddhaloka and Charanas began to offer prayers. Great sages from Tapaloka, demigods from Swargaloka began to shower flowers. Everyone's heart filled with joy except Kamsa and his followers. The Lord appeared in the darkness of night before Devaki. Exactly at that time, a daughter was born to Nanda and Yashoda. She was Yogamaya. Lord ordered Vasudeva to take him immediately to Gokul and exchange him for the daughter who was just born to Yashoda. By the influence of Yogamaya, all the residents of Kamsa's palace, especially the doorkeepers, fell in deep sleep. All prison doors opened. Vasudeva took baby Krishna and traveled to Gokul. At that time, there were thunders in the sky and severe rainfall. Roaring waves of Yamuna welcomed Vasudeva and gave passage to cross over. Lord Shesha, in the shape of a serpent, spread his hood over the head of Vasudeva so that he would not be hampered by the rainfall. In this way, by taking shelter of Devaki's womb, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, appeared on this very auspicious day and transferred to Gokul. The transcendental pastimes of Krishna are unending. In Gokul, he performed so many wonderful pastimes for the pleasure of his devotees. This episode is just the beginning.
Jai Radha Madhava Punya Bihari.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, ISKCON Manchester drama team. That was very, very entertaining. I'm sure all of you felt the same. It was nice entertainment, lots of hard work, things that we'd never tried before. It's very pleasing to see everything came together nicely. Right, so we are in the last 15 minutes, 10 minutes for the day. We now move into the very last event, and that's Maha Aarti. It'll be done from two locations, Radha Mohan Prabhu's altar in Stoke and Radha Vinod Prabhu's festival deities in Manchester, Stretford. While the Maha Aarti is on, Anandarupa Prabhu and his team will be giving us background Kirtan, Hare Krishna Kirtan, and this will carry on till about 10 minutes past midnight. And after that, we'll have closing credits by Gauranga Prabhu to close the event. So please stay with us for just a little bit longer. Thank you very much. Over to you, Prabhus, for Kirtan and Maha Aarti. Hare Krishna.
Jai. 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 Hari Hari Bol. So Hare Krishna. Madhav Kumar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you very much. Over to you for the closing credits.
Okay, excellent. So thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Radha Gokulanda Bhagavan ki jai. Shri Radha Landaneshwar Bhagavan ki jai. Shri Krishna Janmashtami Mahotsav ki jai. So I hope you all liked it. This is a small effort put together by the devotees of ISKCON Manchester. So in these difficult times. So I hope you liked it. They did the level best. I would like to thank everyone, every single one for taking part in this festival, Janmashtami Festival. And I can see that there are a number of devotees, at least 60 viewers, 40 on Zoom and 20 on YouTube, still viewing this program. So thank you for taking part in this program and being with us to celebrate this wonderful festival of Janmashtami. And then I would also like to thank all the organizers. There are a number of volunteers. They have put tremendous effort to get this program organized. You know, devotees have been working day in and day out over the weeks. And there is so much work had been done by the devotees behind the scenes. So without which it would not have been possible. So on behalf of ISKCON Manchester, I would like to thank each and every one. There are too many devotees to name, but I would like to thank every single devotee who had managed to put some effort in organizing this festival. I would also like to thank the donors who had kindly donated Lakshmi towards this festival. Tomorrow we have another great day ahead, so which is the appearance day of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada Vyasa Puja tomorrow. So we have again a wonderful program planned for tomorrow. So 7:30 there will be Guru Puja, will be broadcasted from the temple. And then at 12 there will be Bhoga offering in the temple. If anybody wants to give any prepared Bhoga item that need to be offered to Srila Prabhupada, please speak to Radha Vinod Prabhu. So he's going to offer Bhoga to Prabhupada in the temple.
Prabhu.
Hari Hari.
Yeah. Yeah, very quick one. Those who wants to offer bhoga, could you please bring them to temple instead of my house? Because I will be in temple from 7:30 till the end of the program, 12 o'clock. So please bring to the temple your offerings.
Excellent. So thank you. And Radha Vinod Prabhu would also do Pushpanjali there. So that also we will broadcast, and devotees can do the Pushpanjali at their own homes, offering flowers to Prabhupada, and they can offer their own bhoga preparation to Prabhupada and lordships at their own home. And there will be Harti after Pushpanjali, and that will be broadcasted from the temple. And in the evening, the program will start at 6 o'clock with Abhishek from one of the devotees' houses. Prabhupada Murti will be bathed, and the devotees have opportunity to read out their written offering in appreciation of Srila Prabhupada. And also we'll try and show some video clips of Srila Prabhupada giving some teachings to everyone. So that is for tomorrow. Once again, thank you so much for being with us until now. And I would like to thank each and everyone for organizing this wonderful festival. Shri Janmashtami Mahamahotsav ki jai, Shri Radha Gokulananda Bhagavan ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Jai Gaura Premanande,
Hari 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 Bo.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So.